What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What's going on, everybody? What up, baby? What the is going on? I'm back in my setup. Oh my gosh. I missed having these controls. I can do this now, yeah. Ah, that felt so good. Or there's ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble. It's one of my favorite ones, 100%. Let me tweet the link out to the stream. What up, though? What up, though? What up, though? Impromptu courthouse slash stream. Man, I got to tell y'all, today or just these past 48 hours have been insane. Just personally, professionally, just NBA wise, fan wise. This has been so let's just go ahead and let's just do a recap of the last 72 hours, right? Let's just start from Wednesday night. Before we get there, real quick, let's answer this question real quick. The starters be Jaden, Cade, Hami, Baines, Stewart. I don't think you're gonna see Hami in the starting lineup. In my opinion, I think a member of the Pistons starting lineup is currently not on the team. So, in my opinion, I think currently we know 4 of the starting 5, and I'm not sure at what position we'll see that change, more than likely at the center or possibly whoever that small forward is. But that's a really good question. I just don't think I think Hami just brings more value off the bench. That's just my opinion. But anyway, yeah, let's just recap the last 72 hours. So first, there's the Jeremy Grant trade, right? And we go live after that happens, and we bring the courthouse back, and almost 300 people are tuning in live, which is like, holy cow, this is freaking awesome, man. And then right after we go live on We're Pistons, so like I'm going literally from one stream to another. We're talking about the exact same stuff, dude. We're like almost having the exact same conversation that people still wanted to be there. We had almost the exact same turnout, man, which is incredible. The love that the community and people have shown is just amazing, man. And then yesterday, I wake up and I go to Detroit and I have an interview. Um, it's my first ever interview. Or well, I mean, we did the Ashton interview. We've done some other stuff, right? This one's pretty cool to me. Because it kind of crosses over into Pistons Twitter world. And it's someone that both represents a player, but also a member of the Pistons Twitter community. And I want to tease it, and I want to just not announce it and wait until it posts tomorrow. But also I kind of want to just give you guys a screenshot preview of who it is. So let me know in the chat. Should I keep it a secret and wait until tomorrow? Or should I show you guys a tease of what the interview is? Let me know in the comments down below. But anyway, we filmed that yesterday. Did that interview right before the draft show. And we go to the draft. And let me tell you guys, man. First of all, I love everyone at Woodward Sports to death. The Woodward Pistons team. We just have a phenomenal group of people. And I have always wanted to cover an NBA draft. And so the opportunity to not only cover a draft, but to do it with people I love, to do it for a team that I love, a community I love, for a network I love, for an organization that I love, man, dream come true type stuff, man. I I deal with, obviously everyone deals with mental health stuff, and obviously over the past couple of years, everyone has dealt with a lot of trials and tribulations and things like that. But, there were points where I doubted if I could ever make it in this, being a podcaster, being in this space, being a content creator. But I'm really feeling like I'm coming into form right now. And it's been awesome. Like today, I was able to go into Woodward and I was on all 3 shows that air live on the network. I was on the Morning Woodward show with Adam, Maddie, where the buffed up photo came, when I recreated the freaking Cade, the the Cade, buffed up photo, which, I'm still insanely proud of, by the way, in case you haven't seen it. Allow me to share my screen. I'm telling y'all, man, like for impromptu, oh, don't want to leak my DMs. Okay. For impromptu freaking like recreating of this scene, I did flawless. This perfect. I nailed it, man. I'm just saying. And so, like that was really fun. But in addition, I got to co-host the bottom line with Ryan Armani and Braylon Edwards, 2 of my guys that I love a ton. And yeah, man, this was just a dream come true past 24, 48 hours. And I just want to thank everyone that tuned in, everyone that's tuning into the channel and everything that's going on, because it's just been a wild ride, and we're only at the beginning. This channel's only going to keep growing, and we're just getting started. So, with that, let's talk the draft. Let's talk everything that happened. Let's talk Jaden Ivey. Let's talk Jalen Duren. Let's talk free agency. I want to know your questions. So, with that, the whole point of the courthouse is anybody who wants some can come get some. So, with that, if you have any questions, if you have anything that you want to talk about, if you have anything that you want to review, feel free to hop in, man. Dude, I'm a crazy mother. I literally drove all the way back from Grand Rapids. I get home and my first thought is I want to talk basketball more after I did that all week. Anthony, my man, what up? Missed you this week, dude. Um really appreciate you, man. Also, I want to shout out, first of all, if you're not subscribed to Pistons Talk, fix that. Also, if you're not following Pistons Talk on Twitter, Instagram, social media in general, fix that. But in addition, my guy Anthony Pistons Talk is a really good guy when it comes to drafts. This guy knows his prospects, and he was on Jaden Ivey before a vast majority of people. And admittedly, I came around to Jaden Ivey partially because of what Anthony knew about him, because of his analysis and what he liked about him as a prospect. So shout out to Anthony, man. You're a goat. I love you. If you want to hop in, dude, feel free. Otherwise, if you're just here to hang out or just say hi, I appreciate it, man. You're the real one. Uh, what do you think about Miles Bridges and PJ Tucker? So that is a great question. So Miles Bridges. All right. Well, let's just get PJ Tucker out of the way because I think it's an easier answer. So I think with PJ Tucker, I think he's looking to go to a really old team. Not like an old team, but like specifically, he's going to a contender. He wants to go to Philly. He wants to go to Milwaukee. He wants to go to a team where he can win. So for him, I just don't see us as a realistic option. In addition, I just think if he was to come to Detroit, he wouldn't take a discount. So that's just the reality of it. But Miles Bridges, on the other hand, he is a kind of guy where I could very much see him being a guy that could be in our realm, someone that we could be signing, someone we could be putting an offer sheet in for. And I don't know what his ceiling is, but I think his ceiling is higher next to Cade Cunningham. I know that I really like his athleticism. I know that he's shown improvement at shooting beyond the 3. He's shown all sorts of stuff. Also, my boy Deuce. What's up, man? It's good to see you in here. It was good to see you at the draft party. My boy Downtown Deuce, man. Follow him as well. He's my man. If you want to hop in, Deuce, feel free and talk some draft stuff. But otherwise, if you're just here to hang, totally understand. What up, though, Basketball Zone? Welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for being here. He already has a ring, yes, but that doesn't stop guys from wanting more rings. Once you get one ring, that doesn't mean you're done chasing rings. Like guys, especially guys in PJ Tucker's realm, because that defines legacies, man. When you're at the point of his career, if he starts winning more rings, I mean that only boosts his legacy, it boosts his money, it boosts his sponsorships. It's ultimately the thing that you pursue once you're really at that point. But also, I love Deuce. I didn't see the Kanye West part, and that's what makes me feel love, and that makes me to go like this. I only gave it. Okay, I'm not doing the South Park thing. Anyway, but yeah, my Bridges is a stud, bro. Like that's exactly it. Like I love what he can bring at the defensive end. I just love his athleticism, his tenacity, the pace that he plays with. And dude, can we just like Cade, Ivey, and Bridges in the fast break, dude? Oh my god. It would be so good. Oh my gosh. Bro, I appreciate you a ton, man. I'm sorry I couldn't come by to the studio today, man. Today was insanely busy. I ended up doing 4 shows instead of 3. So today was nuts. We did 4 shows. Oh.
What up, baby?
Oh, this guy. Anthony, my dude. How are you, man?
Not bad, man. How are you?
Doing good, man. I am a crazy motherfucker because I literally drove to Detroit yesterday, did an interview, did the draft, did all these shows, drove back to Grand Rapids, and my first thought is I want to do a stream when I get home.
Yeah, man, it's like the addicting thing about this time of year. It's like free agency is going to be even worse.
Oh, yeah.
And you're going to be streaming at 3 a.m. Like, damn, Troy, I'm trying to sleep.
Oh, dude, like I almost am thinking about streaming during the freaking midnight summer league game that they're playing against the Blazers. And I'm like, it's midnight. Like, why would I stream that? But it's almost like for the people that would be awake. And it's like, no one's gonna be awake for that. Well, some of us will. But anyway, dude, how are you feeling after the draft, man?
Pretty good. Happy that the Kings were gonna king.
Mm-hmm.
Had a gut feeling.
We told y'all Kings were gonna king, by the way.
Yeah. I definitely was feeling really good about Jaden Ivey at 5. And Jalen Duren at 13 for absolutely nothing. That's just I get Charlotte is in a cap space hell right now, and I don't know what they're doing bringing back Steve Clifford, but I mean that'd be like if we fired Van Gundy and brought him back right now. Like,
dude, can you imagine a world where we both took one of their first round picks and we take Miles Bridges from them? Like, can you imagine? Like, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but just the slap in the face that would be in itself would be worth it.
Bro, I feel bad for like, because Hornet fans have been down bad for like a long time.
They have, man. They have the foundations of good though. Like they have LaMelo. As long as they have LaMelo, like hope is still there.
Man, I wouldn't be surprised if he bounced if Bridges got the max from somewhere else in a few years. Like,
yeah,
you thought you had I can't think of that Golden State assistant, Kenny Atkinson. He's like, nah, I'm out.
Well, yeah. What's the move now? Do you go Mike D'Antoni?
They got Steve Clifford.
They got Steve Clifford?
You didn't see that?
No.
So Kenny Atkinson backed out, and Woj tweeted today that Steve Clifford is coming back to Charlotte after they fired him a few years ago.
What the?
I know, when I saw that, I was just like, man, can you imagine if we fired Van Gundy and then rehired him? That'd be like basically the same thing.
I'm sorry. This man fails the first time, and they say, let's run it back. That's the most Charlotte Hornet thing I've ever heard. Never mind, they're screwed. You know what? Honestly, man, I think did that just come out today?
Yeah, Woj tweeted it earlier.
Okay, that's why. I was literally like, when I wasn't like on camera, I was preparing to be on camera next. It was a chaotic day. It was a chaotic day. It was a good day, but it was a
Oh,
chaotic day.
for sure. I'm glad you and Jeff and Kool-Aid, you guys all killed it last night.
Dude, it was a dream come true for me, man. Like I like as much as like I might joke around and be like a fucking like make a jackass of myself, like this is what I love to do, man. And like that was just like the culmination of like a lot of things I've been dreaming of as a kid. So it was just an awesome event, man. So I'm just grateful to be part of the team and working with you guys and doing what we're doing, man. It's just awesome, you know. And just to be in person, hang out with Nick Leach in person, and to shoot the shit in person instead of over a Slack message, that feels nice.
Oh,
You know,
you don't have to lie.
yeah, Nick Leach sucks. You're right. We gotta, yeah,
Yeah, hey Nick, I got a social clip for you, buddy.
yeah. Oh my! Just put in the clip of Adam just flipping off Knicks fans, and we'll just repurpose that to Nick Leach. Dude, Adam went wild on the morning show today. Did you see any of it?
I did not, but I saw that it got 10,000 views this morning, so it was probably pretty Dearborn-ish.
He boosted out the hookah and everything, was kicking the legs up. He was feeling himself. He was definitely feeling himself. But man, it's hard not to with what Troy Weaver, especially like, dude, especially like after everyone was like, so many people were flipping on Troy Weaver after that Jeremy Grant trade.
Yeah.
And like, I was like, I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to wait. And now that we see what it turned into, it's hard to just not be excited about it, man. I mean, Jalen Duren, the value of Jalen Duren at 13 overall. What?
Yeah, it's insane. Like you basically traded him for a guy that's still in high school.
Right.
Like
And I want to clarify, like I know before, like I wasn't like warm to the idea of us like selecting Duren, but it wasn't because I didn't like Duren. It was because I just thought that we were going in the direction of Ayton, so I thought we wouldn't go get Duren as well. But clearly Weaver has a vision. Clearly he sees Duren as a guy who could possibly be a long-term solution at the I mean, he's only 18 years old, man. And he's 6'11, 250, built like he's been in the league for years. He has the body of a tank.
Yeah, like honestly, I was talking to a friend of mine who she runs like a lot of organized basketball stuff, and she was telling me about Duren when he was 17. He won the MVP of this like basketball league, and she's saying like if he actually finished high school, he'd probably be a top 5 pick in next year's draft. Just how dominant he is, like it's insane when you look at his body frame being 18 years old. He's 250 pounds and he's 6'11.
Yeah.
Like I put it in the chat. I said it's either Mark Williams or Jalen Duren when they made that selection in that trade.
Yep.
And hey, I'm happy with it. As far as the Ayton thing, I don't really think the Pistons. I don't think Ayton's in play anymore, honestly.
I don't know. But I mean, look at this guy.
Mm-hmm.
The veins in his biceps are bigger than my freaking arms. Like this guy's built different, man. It's just, oh my gosh.
He looks like a young Dwight.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? His build kind of reminds me of like a Mitchell Robinson type build, but with more muscle. Like he kind of has like that length and that similar play style if he can be like a rim runner type guy, but he's far more muscle than Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson is like, it's not that he's not strong, he just doesn't have that type of build. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like I think a lot of Pistons fans are gonna like the way he plays.
Mm-hmm.
And this might even kind of change where Marvin Bagley goes in free agency.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. Because
this kid's he's a rim runner, man.
Yeah.
Like you got Killian, you got Jaden Ivey, you got Cade. It's gonna be Lob City in Detroit. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah. Well, and the thing that I love about it, I mean, first of all, like you said, we don't know what we're gonna do with Ayton going forward. The interesting thing, if we're still to believe what Weaver said before the draft, that what we do in the draft has nothing to do with free agency. was that scenario, did he, in that scenario, did he think he was going to get Jalen Duren? Because I don't know if he actually thought he was going to land him, you know? Maybe the trade was made with the thought of trying to get him all along. Maybe the trade was done with the hopes that he would fall or that there would be some form of plan with whoever was available. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe it was just whatever center fell there. But I think Duren is the type of guy where, to your point, he can come in and he could probably do some things at the NBA level pretty well right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think Duren's going to have, I think he's going to have the similar issues that a lot of young bigs have. Foul trouble is going to be a big thing with Duren. He plays super physical, very, very gritty defense, which I love. Don't change that. But let's be honest, that's a thing. So, but man, like, just as a prospect, but let's shift back to Ivey real quick. Cause like, let's just talk about the fact that, so we talked with we did that show with Leo like a few weeks ago, like the Kings beat writer. And I said then, and I've kind of been saying since the lottery, that I've just had this gut feeling that it was Keegan Murray to the Kings.
Yeah.
I've just felt this way. And everything we've read from Sacramento beat writers, even what we've heard from Leo of, yeah, I like Keegan Murray. The franchise likes Keegan Murray. Like, everything that we just heard was the Kings really like Keegan Murray. So I know that like a lot of the nation was shocked, but in my opinion, if you were paying attention to the Sacramento beat, it's not the most shocking thing.
No, and I think it's a smart move for them because you don't want to take another guard when you already have De'Aaron Fox and you're trying to build around Sabonis and Fox. And I think what Keegan Murray does provide them is a consistent scorer. He's probably going to average 10 points his rookie season.
I almost wonder if the Kings wish that the Pistons would have ended up with the 4th pick and that they ended up with the 5th, just so that they could have just so that they wouldn't have had, because the optics of it all was really what was getting them, right? It was really the fact that if Ivey ended up if they ended up with taking Ivey, it was the optics of it. And then if they didn't, then it's like, well, then you just passed on the best player, you know? You can't win.
Yeah, like the national media is dragging them through the mud.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I think you saw the graphic. It was just like players picked after the Kings picked. I mean, that graphic's been getting shared all over social media.
Right. But Keegan Murray can play, man. Like, like we were talking about this guy. Yeah. Like, there was he was the likely player to be a Piston. And there was a reason why. I mean, this guy can come into the league right now and with creators around him can get efficient scoring, can shoot the 3, can defend at a high level, and especially in a role in the Kings where he's not going to be asked to be the franchise guy, but to be an asset and a building block to help them going forward. I think that's a good role for him. And it kind of replaces Harrison Barnes in the long term too, which financially would make sense for them in the long term as well. So I just think that was the move for them. I kind of think they did the right thing of sticking to their guts and going with who's the best player for the Sacramento Kings.
Yeah, I think they wanted a player to contribute right away.
Yep. Ivey just never made sense. It just never made sense for the Kings. It just didn't.
Yeah. It's just, I understand the pick from their side.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of Pistons fans, like when we traded Grant, they're like, okay, we're getting Keegan Murray. Like that was the initial reaction from fans. It's just like, it wouldn't make sense for them to get Murray when they already have Saddiq Bey. Like,
right.
I was talking with my guy Lance yesterday because we were doing a live stream during the draft, and he was just like, "Well, if we take Murray, don't you think it's kind of a replacement for like Saddiq Bey?" And I was like, "No, Wes, because I think Saddiq Bey right now is better than Keegan Murray. I think Saddiq Bey has a higher ceiling than Keegan Murray, but I think Keegan Murray he's just going to be a really good pro. He's going to shoot like 35, 38% from 3, play some good defense, and play his role. And I think when you look at Jaden Ivey, he has the potential to be the best player in this draft class. To me personally, I think if he hits his ceiling, he's a star.
Yep. 100%. If he hits his ceiling, he could be a superstar, man. Like Ivey is, man, like just talk about like, first of all, the love across the WNBA community to me speaks volumes because of the fact that they saw this kid grow up. But in addition, they saw how bad he wanted it. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like the fact that like almost an entire league of people just know him through proxy of his mother
Yeah.
and just thought so highly and thought so much of this kid. And in addition, it's not because of the Detroit ties, but like that just seals it. You know what I mean? Like when we saw at that ceremony today, that moment where they like, and I'm getting chills literally talking about it because that was one of the
Yeah.
coolest things I've ever seen the Pistons do. Straight up presenting Jaden Ivey with the jerseys of his grandfather when he played on the Lions, of his mother when she played on the Detroit Shock, and of his father when he played in Detroit. I believe he played in Detroit high school at one point or a college.
Detroit Country Day. He was a dual athlete there.
That's right.
Like his family, like it even goes like beyond that. Like he's got two brothers. They both played in the NFL. Like
Yeah.
he's got good genes. He comes from good stock.
Yeah.
Like the fact that the Pistons did that, like his face when he
Yep.
said, "Hey, I got your grandfather's jersey," because his grandpa passed away, obviously.
Yep.
He did post that on his social media. He got choked up. Like he's just like, I can't believe you're doing this for me. Like,
Dude, that's like it's not like you don't want to, as fans, you have to understand that this league is a business, but you can't help but get attached to players. That was a moment like the past 24 hours, I'm already at the point where I want Jaden Ivey to be a Piston for the rest of his career. Like I want him to be good enough to where we keep him in Detroit for the rest of his career. That's something I'm rooting for. Just because of the story in the beginning of it and how like excited and here's the thing, man. And the difference is with the past regimes, like I just saw Laz talk about how he's going to get PTSD seeing a 6'11 center get in foul trouble and get rebounds and take lobs. And I'm like, I think you're going to like see these guys in such stark contrast to the players of Pistons past in the sense that these guys care. These guys have heart. What you have in common with Jaden Ivey and Jalen Duren, these are two of the most passionate players in the draft, and character-wise, both spoken of in high regards. These are two Troy Weaver character guys.
yeah, I can. I'll spill a little inside information on your show
Okay, okay,
if you want.
yeah.
I'm not
I'm not going to
gonna
say no.
say who it was. I'll just say
How about this, Anthony? I'll give you a deal. If you give the inside information, I'll announce to the public what my interview was, and I'll show them the screenshot of it. Deal?
deal.
Okay, cool.
So the inside information was Jalen Duren.
Ooh, okay.
So the person I talked to is related to someone that works in the front office who is, let's just say they make decisions. And he told me that Duren was already, the trade was already done last night. So Woj didn't announce it until he actually got the details. So Troy likes to keep it a tight lip. So he told me that Duren was already a done deal. And the reason why the Knicks made that deal is because Troy has relationships with every person in the Knicks front office.
But
He's like, you
wasn't it
scratch my
initially
back.
but wasn't it
I'll scratch
initially
yours.
drafted by Charlotte though? And then it was traded to New York and then to Detroit, right?
Yeah,
So New
that
York
was.
already knew that they were going to get it via Charlotte?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, this was, it wasn't reported, and I
So
was.
so literally Troy knew when he made the
Mhm.
trade. So this was all planned.
Oh yeah, this was planned, and like I said, they didn't. They didn't leak it until like during the draft. Troy knew, hey, I'm getting Jalen Duren regardless.
Oh my god. So as all these people are calling Troy a moron, he's just sitting behind the freaking command desk and just going, just you wait, mother. I'm about to drop a bomb on you. Like
He was
he
doing
was
this, Sean. He was doing this.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. 100 he was wheeling and dealing, dude.
Yeah.
100%. Holy cow, dude. I love that. That okay. That was you did your share. It's time
Mm-hmm.
I do my share. Ladies and gentlemen, I have an interview that is dropping in the morning. This interview took place yesterday before the draft. I had been setting this interview up for about 4 months now. And I'm trying to get it to download right now. Screw it. I'm just going to announce it. I interviewed Luka Garza's father, Frank Garza, and that interview is going up tomorrow at noon. I interviewed Frank frickin' Garza, dude.
Frank's
The
awesome,
legend.
man.
I interviewed Frank.
He's awesome.
So, just to tell you guys a little bit about it, we talk quite a bit about Luka Garza's journey so far in the league. We talk about his time in the NBA, his time, just the draft process, working with the Pistons, what it's been like with the Motor City Cruise, what the goals are with this upcoming season, what he's been working on this offseason. We go into everything. And Frank Garza is amazing.
Yeah.
As a human being, just as a person, he was super generous with his time. He was so gracious. He was super nice. And he was like, yeah, I normally don't do these types of interviews, but I just, you were persistent and you work hard and just figured we would do it. And I was like, well, that just means a lot, man. So shout out to Frank. Thank you so much. It was a really great interview and I'm super excited to post it tomorrow. So, yeah, man, I loved it. It was great. Also, Anthony, I will spill one little bit of information, which he talks about in there. I want to tease one thing about the interview. Luka's off-season program is called the Tarzan Initiative. And that is all I'm going to say. It is called the Tarzan Initiative. I love Frank Garza with all my heart, man. That's Detroit people, man. Just Detroit blood. That like they fit the city. Like just sitting with them, I'm like, oh yeah, they belong in Detroit. It just feels like they do.
It's funny because I remember during the pre-draft process, watching Big D Energy every day, and I'm thinking of Neil Rule right now, and I still hear what he said. He hammered for months, and he says no good players come out of Iowa and Purdue. And we have two guys on the roster that are from Purdue, which is Carson Edwards and Jaden Ivey. And now we have Luka Garza. And man, look at David Sloan with that super
chat, bro. Holy with the $20 super chat. David, thank you so much, man. That means a lot. It means the world, man. Thank you so much for donating to the channel. Seriously. It means a ton. Love the channel. Great draft. Detroit basketball. David, the support means the world, brother. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being a subscriber. It means the world, man. Thank you to everyone for being here. That's cool as heck. Seriously, means a lot. That was my first ever super chat, by the way. So shout out to David. You're the go for that, man. Seriously. But yeah, man, after this draft, first of all, my immediate thought after we got Duren as well, Summer League's going to be different.
Yeah.
Summer League. Like we were hyped for Summer League last year. I might be more hyped for this Summer League just because of the Duren Ivey combo. Just because of what that could look like in a Summer League. Like if they just go 100%, like it's just going to be fun. Obviously, like, maybe that's just me being prisoner of the moment. Obviously watching Cade play in a Pistons uniform for the first time, and especially the Jalen Green game was like the most hyped Summer League game of all time. But at the same time, this is going to be pretty cool too.
Yeah, honestly, man. Like,
what up, my boy Jeff? Love you, bro.
What up, Jeff? Forgot, man. Jeff's face is distracting. I forgot what I was gonna say.
Yeah, dude. It's tough to look at sometimes, and it just makes you think dark thoughts,
Yeah, for
no,
sure.
I'm kidding. I love you.
Shout out to Jeff. No, bro. Someone was like, "Hey, should Cade play in the Summer League?" I was like, "Bro, that'd be so unfair. Like he'd average like 40."
Oh, 100%. Hey, yo, I'm kidding, Jeff. It's all love, brother. It's all love. What up, Dominique? Thank you so much for being here, bro. Dominique, one of our members. Shout out, Dominique. But anyway, man. Yeah, no, seriously. Like Summer League wise, like obviously I don't care if we win the Summer League. It'd be cool if we won the Summer League. Talent wise, do we know, has there been any reports at all of like any other signings for the summer? I know we got Jim Boeheim's son.
Yeah, hold on. Like I haven't really like been up to the news, but I know some other Pistons pages have. Shout out the Pistons hype, even though he actually came out of retirement. He's on IG. He's been pretty on the know with that.
Mhm.
Boeheim, and then a guy out of Miami, Charlie Moore,
Charlie Moore, yep.
is going to be on the summer league team. Maybe we'll see some Balsa. Maybe he'll come, from Europe, because that was a draft and stash pick that everyone freaking forgot about. Let's see how he looks in the summer league.
Yeah, you'd imagine guys like Saban Lee will probably get some run.
Probably Garza is going to be on that team.
Yeah, I would imagine Garza. I didn't ask Frank, but I would imagine if Luka got offered to play, I wouldn't see if he would. I mean, he wouldn't say no.
I just want to see him because he was talking so much shit last summer league. Like every basket, he was talking shit.
Dude, I just love Luka's just one of those guys. He's super competitive. Like my favorite moment from Luka last year was like when he faced DeMarcus Cousins and just watching them interact as human beings and those worlds colliding. It was just my favorite thing. It was so good, man. It was just so good. I just want to see Duren break a backboard. He could, man. He could rip one to shreds. He looks like he's gonna eat one like at some point while he's in the league. It's insane, dude. That guy look like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that guy's a Piston. Like that guy looks terrifying, like in the best way possible. Like as a rim protector, you know what I'm saying? I just wouldn't want to face that.
Now you got someone to go up against Embiid that can match him strength for strength.
Right. Well, dude, can you imagine it, dude? Can you imagine 5-6 years ago? If you would have known, or if you would have found out, because 6 years ago, right, we were still in the midst of the Andre Drummond, Reggie Jackson era, Stan Van Gundy. Imagine 6 years ago being told that the Pistons would have a number 1 overall pick franchise player, a top 4 prospect fall to them at 5, a potential to get a number 1 overall pick in free agency this summer, and a metric shit ton of cap space. Imagine hearing that 6 years ago. Insane.
I would have thought Tom Gore sold the team.
Yeah. I would have thought we were in Vegas.
I wouldn't go that far.
I know. I was just joking. I was
going to say,
the Pistons will never be relocated. It was just a meme. But
LeBron would have really renamed it to something stupid.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Is Duren a potential Giannis stopper in 2 to 3 years? I mean, it's hard to tell. We haven't seen the guy do anything yet, but I mean, that would be the hope, right? That would be the hope, is that he listen, you're never going to stop Giannis, but let's use a more realistic term.
You can slow him down.
A Giannis container.
Yeah.
Yeah. He could slow down Giannis on his way to the rim and make his shots a lot more difficult. And in addition, with the build that he has and the muscle that he has, even though Giannis is coming at him with a lot of speed and momentum, and that just makes, that force that he comes with even more impactful. What Duren won't he's kind of like a brick wall, man. He won't exactly go down easy. So, and he's the type of guy that'll get back up and he'll bark in your ear after you freaking burrow him down, even if you manage to. So, yeah, man, I like him a lot. I like his dog mentality, man. So, SVG quote for Giannis for a wall. Oh my gosh. Yeah, man. It's just going to be a good time, man. This season's going to be fun. What do you think should be like, cause I know I heard people, I was on the bottom line today and someone said that they expect the Pistons to win 45 games this season. And I love the enthusiasm and I'm excited for this season. But let's be realistic, because we're talking about this team contending for a play-in game, right? Even if they were to be the first seed out of the play-in tournament in the Eastern Conference this past year, that would have required them to win 37 games, because that's what the New York Knicks won.
Yeah.
To be at that point, they would have had to win 37 games. They won 23. So is maybe a more realistic thing for the Pistons this year is maybe instead of talking about this team being a lock for a play-in, that we shoot for a play-in, but in reality, just hope for improvement. Like instead of a 23 win season, hopefully like a 35 win season. Like even though that doesn't sound sexy, like would that at least be like more realistic?
Yeah, I think people are really reactionary after every draft.
Oh, of course.
And
After your draft, everyone thinks that they're suddenly like their player comp. Like everyone thinks Jaden Ivey's suddenly just John Morant right now, which
yeah,
no.
just because his mom coached in Memphis doesn't mean, he's going to turn into John Morant overnight. But
Just because Jalen Duren was coached by Rasheed Wallace doesn't mean he's Rasheed Wallace yet. Like let's let these guys come in and develop a little bit, you know?
I think it honestly depends what they do in free agency.
Yeah.
Like, they still have a lot of cap space, even with the Kemba Walker contract that's obviously going to get bought out. I think if you're looking at like what you want as a goal, I think play-in could be a realistic goal for the
Yep.
Pistons, but it really depends on free agency. Do they go after the Colin Sextons? Do they go after the Jalen Durens? Do they throw a max at Ayton? Do
Right.
they throw a max at Miles Bridges? Maybe
Yeah.
they take the safe route and go for a Malik Monk. Like you just don't know.
So what do you think? Because to me, I would think that the Sexton chapter is, or at least that would be closed because we got Ivey. I thought we had interest because that was a reality where we wouldn't get Jaden and Ivey, right? Like that, at least that was my interpretation of the Pistons' interest. At least that's the way I saw it. I mean, if he came, I mean, don't get me wrong, you go still get talent. We still need more talent. But at the same time, I just think that just seems like direct competition for Ivy, and you would almost like want him to have that starting position for him to grow with Cade. So I just think it wouldn't be like a natural fit, and like that would just, and his days would be numbered kind of from the start to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like I still think when you look at the Pistons free agency needs, obviously you still need to address center, even though you did draft Duren, because him and Stewart, they're both young and they're both really, they get in foul trouble very easily.
Mm-hmm.
I still think you need a veteran center. Maybe you get a JaVale McGee to mentor them. I don't know, just throwing stuff out there.
Yeah.
I think you need shooting guard help still.
Yep.
That's why I mentioned, I've mentioned Victor Oladipo before. I've mentioned Zach LaVine, but it looks like he's going to go back to Chicago. Oh, Jesus, Joe.
Yo, my guy Jeff.
Come in rubbing the nipples. Dude, does it make you uncomfortable or what?
Nah.
You feel safe?
It makes me tantalized.
Dude.
Dude,
Man,
thanks for hopping on, man. The only reason why I didn't reach out, I was just like, it was an impulse thing. I was just like, screw it. I'm just gonna go live and like, I just thought, I didn't know what you were up to. So, but dude, thanks for hopping on, man. How you feeling?
Dude, I'm feeling good. I was chilling. I was honestly just gonna play some 2K. I just got back. I was playing some basketball outside, so I'm just kind of chilling around the house. All this draft stuff, man. Like, I just want to take a day and just chill. But I saw you guys were on stream, and I'm like, man, I gotta join the boys.
We won't be live for too much longer. Don't worry.
So no, I'm down. I'll just chop it up.
Well, I appreciate it, man. Well, dude, we were just talking about, like what we realistically think is like an expectation for them this season. Because I went on the bottom line today, Jeff, as you know. I actually ended up co-hosting it with Braylon and Ryan. Shout out to those guys. Thank you so much. It was an awesome experience. And we were talking about what realistic expectations are. And there's a fan that said 45 wins. And I know there's some people in here, like my guy Dominique. He said 30 to 35 for me. Unless he takes another step. And these are good. Like these are good. Like this is what it would take for them to go above that. Because you're right. They would have to have some extremes for them to get up there. It would have to take everything to go right, and for all of these things to click at the same time. Our guy Gerald, I'd like to see what vets we sign or if we do, as I think realistically 28 to 38. I think you are in a very good window there. That is exactly where you should be looking. At the worst, if there's injuries, you never know what happens this season. 28 is a potential. However, I think getting over 30 wins is a good goal for this team this season, because you have the past two seasons, they went 20 and 23. So, you want to get above that 30 win mark, and you want to show that you're ready to take that next step as a team. Jeff, do you agree with that?
Oh yeah, everything you just said, Dominique, Gerald, they both hit it on the head. That's kind of what my win prediction is I guess, off season. Like you don't really
Yeah,
know what
because
they're
we
going to do in
still
the off
don't
season.
know a ton.
Right. Like if you go out and you know re-sign Bagley, which I'm assuming they're going to, you go out and get a Miles Bridges. I know people get excited, but I think that win totaled, what do you say, 28-38? That's fair. I like that. I like that ballpark.
Yeah. Also, can I share why people are what's crazy real quick? I posted our draft reaction video at 5:30 p.m. today, which I thought was going to kill. I thought the video was not going to do well because of it. It is 4.5 hours in, and there's over 1,000 views. So y'all are crazy, and thank you so much. That's insane.
Yeah, that is sweet.
Yeah, 100%. Jeff, I do want to talk real quick, just a sidebar about the draft. Shaden Sharp going 7 to Portland.
Yeah.
I don't like the fit for Portland. I get, because like I like Shaden Sharp, and if you're gonna go all in on the rebuild, I like the pick. But they're insistent that they're trying to build a winner now, and I don't know if Shaden Sharp's ready to go day one.
Yeah, I liked them better. I'm going to be honest with you, and I get why the Pacers took Benedict, but I kind of liked them in Indiana a little better, just because you're playing with it. Like Dame is, they want to win now, and I think that was my problem with it. I didn't really understand it. Maybe they feel like Shaden can come in right away and make an impact, but again, we always talk about selling Cade something. My God, the Portland Trailblazers have to sell Dame something, and they traded for Jeremy. You know, it's a nice move. But Shaden Sharp in year one, I mean, what's the timeline with Dame look like? I mean, another 2 years maybe? Like before he's like, all right, enough of this. I'm out of here. So in Shaden, I like Shaden. I'm excited to watch him in Portland. Don't get me wrong, coached by Chauncey Billups. But you're right, Sean. I don't like the fit at all.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Maybe they're hoping he could be like a 3-inch taller CJ McCollum.
Right.
Maybe more athletic CJ McCollum.
Right. But like realistically, it's just a lot to expect day one. You know,
right?
Dominique brings up a good question. Is the rumor true that we would have taken Duren at 5 if Ivey was gone? Well, Anthony,
what did I tell you, Jeff? About a month and a half ago.
You said that.
If Ivey was gone, they would take Duren.
Hey, I just tell you what I get told. Some people are just thinking I'm blowing smoke out my ass.
No. Hey, what, you aren't? No, I'm just joking. No, you did say that. I can. You definitely told me that. And that's why we had him mocked at 7. I mean, we didn't, but we talked about it being a possibility. So I think if you're going to take a guy at 7, let's be honest, you're going to take him at 5. So, but Anthony was early on that, man. He was early on Jaden Ivey too. This guy's like the godfather of the goddamn.
No, that's what I'm saying, dude. Like I listen, man, like I feel like I can do my homework and I can do my work and get to the point where I can be really knowledgeable and have expertise on a draft. But when I start that process, I look to guys like Anthony because of the work that he does, because Anthony does his work. He starts his work before I do, man, because for me, I start that work around like beginning of the new year, kind of like everybody else, January, February, you know, but Anthony, like you're on that like early. Like when do you start kind of looking at prospects? Is that kind of like a thing that you're passionate about? You're kind of like always kind of looking at the general landscape, or is there kind of like a specific like fall? Are you starting to like look at what's around, or what's your process like, man? I've always been curious.
To be honest, I'm a sicko, and I watch a lot of AAU stuff on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, like with Jaden Ivey, like I think I was telling people in the chat maybe a month into the season, said he could maybe be there around 5. And just for context, Golden State drafted a guy, Patrick Baldwin, right? Mm-hmm. So Patrick Baldwin was a projected lottery pick.
Yeah, wasn't he former number 1 guy too out of high school?
I believe he was top 10, somewhere like that.
Somewhere in there.
If you look at the 247 rankings, because they change. I mean, you had BJ Boston the other a couple of years ago. He was supposed to be a projected number 1 pick. To me, like I consume a lot of draft prospects, and I thought Ivey would be a really good fit in Detroit. I know we've had a lot of arguments, you know, people at the network, why they didn't want Ivey. I thought he would be a good fit. I was either a Ivey or a Sharp guy personally, like because I knew we needed shooting guard help. Our shooting guards have been, they've been shit, right? They've been shit for the past 5 years, and I think you got a guy that has a lot of similarities to a Victor Oladipo, a Dwayne Wade. He's that prototypical shooting guard that could be a franchise player next to Cade Cunningham.
You know what? Real quickly, just before you say something, Sean, I just want to say you brought up Victor Oladipo. That's the same player I thought of when I watched him. Like that is the player that came to mind when I watched Jaden Ivey on tape, and then I looked it up, and he was actually a comp. That's one of his comps. So I'm like crazy. Like I see a lot of Victor Oladipo. Dwayne Wade. I get why people would say Dwayne Wade because the mold, but I think a more realistic option, Victor Oladipo. Just stay healthy, man. If he's healthy and before all these injuries, Oladipo, he's a monster.
He was a dog in Indy.
I see flashes of Donovan Mitchell, just like with his ability to like get to the paint. I mean, definitely I could see like as far as like when Russ was like in his prime, as far as like when he could get into the paint and like kick out to guys. Like there were points where Russ was like lethal with that, but I think the difference is that it's going to be the more evolved version where he, it's not like Russ where he's going to have a broken jump shot where he can come in and still do that. The thing that I love to hear from that interview he did with James Edwards III is that when Troy Weaver sat down with Jaden Ivey, what was the challenge? What was the thing, guys, that he said to Jaden Ivey? That he wanted Jaden Ivey to be great on the defensive end. And that was the challenge he gave Jaden Ivey when he came to visit the Pistons. Whether he was there for the Pistons, wherever it was, the challenge he gave Jaden Ivey, I want you to be great on the defensive end. And now he's going to come live that challenge and try to live up to that challenge in the Motor City, a place that he understands and knows that that's the expectation already.
And that's what I love about it too, because it's an easier transition. Like if he has those ties at Detroit, he understands how he won championships in the past. Like telling a player that we need you to, I'm challenging you to be a better defender. That's going to sit easy with him. Like other guys may be like, okay, not as accepted as Jaden Ivey, but he gets it. And that's what I love. He wants to be here. Same with Jalen Duren, man. Do you see that? Not that this was related to Detroit, but the post about Kobe, he had the Kobe hat and the Charlotte Hornets hat he posted. I thought that was funny because he's like, man, I'm going to be great. And Charlotte Hornets are going to be pissed. I love guys like that, man. Just petty dogs.
Oh, 100%. Especially because like I remember when the pick got announced, like Charlotte gets their big man and Jalen Duren. I'm like, I remember when the pick got announced. I'm like, did they? Because like I just had a feeling he was going to be a Piston. I was like, I just felt like for whatever reason when it was like, oh, like the Pistons, like something could happen here. It was like, I mean, 13 to 15.
They took Mark Williams. They took Mark Williams. I like him a lot. I'm excited to see him in Charlotte. Not that I care, get a rat's ass about Charlotte, but when I like guys, I like watching them to see like, was I right? Is this guy a bum or did I actually see something in him? So Mark Williams, I'll be watching. Jalen Duren though, he's a beast. Can't wait for him. Summer League's gonna be lit.
Oh yeah. Are you guys ready for my dumbest question of the night?
Go for it.
Oh God,
who's your dumbest question? All right. Super, way too early, overly premature. Rookie of the year favorites. Jeff, who's your favorite rookie of the year?
Dude, I think, it's Paolo Banchero. I mean, we got to just stop all the BS. It's got to be Paolo Banchero to me. Jaden Ivey would be second. I think it's between those two, just because Paolo, I can see him. Like we talked about Jabari, like Jabari's my guy. That's who I was highest on. But I'm a little worried going to Houston without a significant playmaker. Like Paulo, I don't have to worry about. He can just put the ball on the floor and go get a bucket. And he's going to put up numbers in Orlando, a team that needs offense. So I would probably say Paulo number one, but number two, why not Jaden Ivey? Like I feel like he can be dynamic enough and turn some heads to be in that conversation. I think Chet Holmgren would be like a sleeper maybe, just because he's going to put up some like great stats that are just underrated stats. He might be in that conversation, but. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Paulo. If I'm betting, he's too damn good, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like Charlotte's lucky number is not 13, by the way. Thank you, Chuck, for being here. By the way.
Oh, that's a good. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. Didn't put that together.
Yeah, 100%. Case Cracked asked, would you be willing to bring in a Taj Gibson if Knicks cut ties with him? Just a vet that grinds and could help preach that defense and cheap. I mean, it's not the worst idea for a veteran to bring in. Dude, I mean.
Can he shoot outside of 15 feet?
What's that?
Can Taj like stretch the floor?
No,
he's like a mid.
So he's Isaiah. He's a thicker, older Isaiah Stewart.
Yeah, that has one good knee.
Okay, I'm good. That's why I was asking. I'm like, if he can shoot, we need shooting. That should be the Pistons' number one priority. Besides getting one of the top guys, add guys on the perimeter because where's the space? Like, you need guys that can hit knockdown shots. And I get they're going to have better shots because you have Jaden, Ivey, and Cade Cunningham, but like, period, I want sharp shooters. However they acquire those guys, I know it costs a lot of money to get those guys, but I'm sure there's a couple in free agency you can snag.
Yeah.
That are cheap.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. Without a doubt. And the beauty is we have cap to go get those kinds of guys. So at the end of the day, we need to bring in somebody. We need guys older than the age of 23, man. We need veterans because the team now is even younger than it was last year. Like, we got younger, y'all. It's crazy. Like, I didn't know it was possible to get younger, but we did. Because we lose Jeremy, we bring in the youngest player in the draft, and then we go get Jaden Ivey, who is also 19. So it's like, or I mean, I'm sorry, he's 20. So he's 20, right? He played 2 years in college.
Yeah, 2 years.
Yeah.
20. Okay, yeah. So
I see a lot of Brian Forbes in the chat. That's one of the guys I had listed as, like, when we did the lottery show, one of my sneaky free agents. He MSU guy. Maybe you could look at, he's going to have plenty of open shots. He's a knockdown, especially for the Spurs. You watch him a lot. He's a good player. So, and he might be more cost effective. So, you know what? Go pick up Brian Forbes. That'd be a nice pickup.
Yeah, Bryn Forbes is not a bad name. I mean, listen, man. I mean, Troy Weaver's going to find value wherever it is, right? He could always go down the route of getting more reclamation projects, getting guys in free agency where we go, what the? Like, I feel like there's going to be at least one signing where we're going to think it's weird because there's always at least one signing a year where everyone scratches their head. Like last year, it was the Trey Lyles signing, which obviously worked out pretty well in hindsight. But I mean, there's always at least one. And then the year before, it was the Mason Plumlee or the Plum Dog Millionaire signing. Like, when we gave him the bag, even though we were rebuilding, people were pissed.
Dude, that's how it's good. Hopefully we don't have a off season where you're giving Kelly Olynyk a fucking multi-year deal. But I'm excited. What are they going to do with Kelly Olynyk? Is he going to be on the roster?
It's a great question. He's currently the highest paid player on the roster.
What are they doing with Kelly O? I mean, he's a shooter, but where does he fit? Is he is he going to play 4? Like, is that his new rule?
I mean, yeah, you would think that would be where it is right now. He would, like, we have lack of 4 depth right now, kind of ironically. So
I would rather get Taurean Prince. Tell Kelly O to go kick the curb. I'm Sally Kelly. I don't know who to trade for him either, so that's a tough position to be in, to be honest. And you need veterans, so I get it. You need a guy like Kelly O to rip out Kevin Love's shoulder every once in a while. But other than that, we're in some deep waters.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Anthony, is there any sneaky free agents you think we should be looking out for? Guys that you might like that are on the market?
I like Malik Monk a lot.
Yeah, I like Malik Monk too.
You think he'll be too expensive?
I don't know what
Like,
he's worth.
not that he would command. I'm not saying. I'm just saying, like, if he does, he had a good season for LA. Although that was a shit show over there.
Yeah.
Like, I'm curious to see what a price tag, because Malik Monk would be great. I mean, that would be the spacing you need off the bench, especially a guy off the bench. I mean, that'd be great.
I feel like you could probably get him from like around like 10 to maybe 12 million.
Oh yeah, and I'd pay that for Malik Monk.
I mean, if that's the price, absolutely. But he's also the type of guy that I could see a team overpay for too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's got like a Charlotte signing or all over it, like one of these.
They drafted him, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Oh yeah.
That is a Charlotte move.
Oh yeah. Maybe
I mean, might as well bring the bang back together. You got Steve Clifford. Just might as well bring back Malik Monk while you're at it.
Hold up. What in the hell was that? Why did they rehire Steve Clifford? That is the most astonishing move, and it's funny they got fleeced by Kenny Atkinson. But still, why the hell? Why Steve Clifford? Because of the familiarity, or just? I know it's not because he's a good coach. I know he made the playoffs a couple times for the Hornets. Maybe that's the only success they've seen in their entire franchise. So they're like, you know what? Maybe Steve Clifford's the man.
I think they just struck out, honestly. I don't know what they're pitching, but obviously coaches are like, yeah, it's a red flag. Charlotte's a dumpster fire.
What happened to D'Antoni? Like, that just didn't work out?
He's good.
He's like, I'm good.
I honestly think he'd rather see if he could get a better job next year than take this job.
It's a bad job, man. Maybe Clifford's the only one who wanted the job. Who knows?
I mean, it's not a good job.
No, LaMelo is the part of it you like, but then it's just a shit show. I
After
mean, Michael
the
Jordan is
play-in,
one of the worst owners.
This team's expensive with a cheap owner. They don't defend. and if they get in and if they try to outscore their opponents, half the times their players suck offensively. Like, this team's not good.
What about Dennis Schroeder? And I want to hear your opinion on this, Anthony. Like, I know this is brought up a lot. What do you think about what do you think about Dennis Schroeder? Because I've been seeing his name a lot more lately.
For the
I
Pistons?
think,
Yeah,
I think when you saw the Brunson reports and you see the 25 million price tag, I feel like if the Pistons had Murray and
yeah,
maybe they struck out on Brunson, Schroeder would be a viable option because he's going to come a lot cheaper. You're not gonna. I mean, Dennis Schroeder, he fumbled the bag. The Lakers
his
were gonna.
agent
The Lakers were gonna pay him like a lot of money.
4
And
years, 4 years, 80, 4 for
Who the
80.
hell would sign Jalen Brunson, by the way?
I don't know, some guy.
God, idiots.
Leon Rose.
Wouldn't need him, man. Don't need him.
Yeah, hey, no, you ain't walking back.
No, I'm kidding. In
No,
all
I'm joking.
seriousness, man. Now that we have Jaden Ivey, I'm glad we're. Listen, are you ready to admit something? I feel like I was wrong on the Jalen Brunson take. I'm going to take an L on that take.
Well, no, you found new information.
I
right?
found new information, but
Yeah, you
also once I saw the New York Knicks really wanted to sign him, it makes me go, "Oh no, he's going to fail, isn't he? This isn't going to go well." I mean, but in addition, I think he's still going to go to Dallas. So I think they're setting themselves up for the ultimate failure. They're not even going to get Brunson, bro. Straight up. They're not getting him. He's staying at Dallas.
They drafted Jaden Hardy, which I'm surprised fell so low. Like, I really am. Like, I get the low efficiency numbers, but like 19 on a G League Ignite as a I guess you call it a freshman. I mean, it's like he put up Jalen Green numbers with worse efficiency. I know I watched film on him. He's a little sketchy. I'm not gonna lie to you. He takes terrible shots, and he doesn't really make a lot of plays. But I will say, he's from Detroit, and he was entertaining. When he was hitting shots, I was like, damn. But there's a lot of shots I was like, ugh. So maybe that's why he fell. But 37, I was shocked.
Is there a team? Obviously the Pistons. I think we would. Is it fair to say? Do you guys think the Pistons are the winner of this draft? I think they were.
Without being biased, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, objectively, yes.
Not even being biased. Like objectively, I think they won the draft. They had a prospect fall to them at 5 that in almost any other draft would not fall to them at 5. And then you essentially flip a future first round pick that you only had in your possession for 24 hours, which according to sources, the deal was already done before the draft for Duren. This was all meant to be and already in place. So Troy Weaver, while all of you guys were saying this guy didn't know what he was doing, he knew exactly what he was doing all along. Pistons, OKC, and Houston seems to be the consensus. You guys agree with that?
Yeah. Houston had a good draft. They always draft well, though, to be honest with you.
I'm going to be honest with you, though. OKC hit on Chet, all right? But those other 2 picks, that's a wait and see. All right.
Can we talk about the number 1 pick situation real quick? Like, just like, I know like we're primarily Pistons fans, but this guy never even talks to the Orlando Magic. And all of a sudden is their number 1 pick. And as of draft night, they seem to fall in love with him. Maybe they've just been concealing all along that they like him, but why wouldn't they bring him in? Like, they didn't even bring him in for a workout, which makes no sense at all. Why wouldn't you bring him in for a workout when you have the number 1 overall pick?
Usually when that happens, it's a front office or an owner thing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I want to say it was the Ben Simmons draft when they didn't want to. The Boston Celtics didn't want to take Ben Simmons, and they never worked him out, and they were thinking about taking him. And it's just like sometimes it's just an ownership thing. I mean, I know Tom Gores has been quiet, but maybe if we had the first pick, maybe he thought Paulo would be box office. You never know. Yeah.
The cool thing, by the way, Troy Weaver said that Tom Gore's message to him was, be aggressive. He told him to be aggressive. That's what he did.
after he ripped the 8 Mile vodka down.
We couldn't just have a good Tom Gores moment. No, that actually you have some points there. But I will say that means something though. Like to have Tom Gores give that +1. Maybe, man, it's hard to get Tom Gores to realize some things, but I feel like he might even see like, damn, I got that dude as general manager. Like, be aggressive, and I respect that.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Got to give credit where it's due. Even with Tom Gores, you got to give credit where it's due.
I mean, I don't disrespect T-shirt Tom on the stream, man. That guy's got a cannon of an arm. You go to a Pistons game, man. He's just flying. I mean, I'll send you guys a video later. I was at a Pistons game, and he literally hit an old lady in the face. Like he hit her in the nose.
Hell yeah.
Knocked her out.
Yeah, I'll send it to you in the group chat later. You guys will freaking roll.
Oh my gosh.
Dude,
it's great. So Anthony just said this in the chat, and I'm glad he said it because Jeff, you and I literally had this conversation last night after the draft. We literally said that, like, it's almost like even the types of players we got, right? Like Jalen Duren is very similar to Aiden Hutchinson, like that solid, like, that defensive presence, that guy who can protect the rim or, rush the passer. And you get your game changer, your guy with breakout speed and tenacity and athleticism, and Jamison Williams and Jaden Ivey. I mean,
yeah. Honestly, it is. And you're right. Like, we had this conversation even more so than that. You had a player like Jaden Ivey who you thought would be gone. Aiden Hutchinson, you thought he would be gone. Both guys wanted to be, for in Aiden's case, he wanted to be a Lion, and Jaden Ivey's case, he wanted to be a Piston, and they fall right to us. And then you trade back and get another guy who wanted to be a Piston before the draft. Like, I know Jamison Williams didn't come out and say, I want to be a Lion, but you trade up and get your guy. So, yes, it is very similar.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Anthony, do you see that as well, or do you just think it's just like a funny coincidence? I mean, it's obviously just a funny coincidence.
This is for easy.
Yeah, that's for easy. Yep, right there.
I got distracted. I
had to do it. He asked.
I know the Lions. I don't know. I mean, like, it's hard to kind of correlate like football and basketball. But I can understand the standpoint where, like, Aiden Hutchinson went to the University of Michigan. He grew up in Michigan, and the Lions got him. I guess Jacksonville is just, I don't know, they're complete retards for, like, taking a guy that, like, might be a bust. Yeah, I mean, Jaden Ivey only worked out for the Magic and the Pistons. Like, he's like, if I'm not going one, I want to go to Detroit. I want to go home. Like, simple as that. And I think, you could say there's similarities, but, like, I don't know. I feel like the Lions and the Pistons are in a really good spot for years to come.
Yeah.
And Anthony, I said this too. Name a time where the Pistons and the Lions, you can sit back and say they both had a pretty good offseason. Like, I've never said that in my 21 years of existence. I mean,
both were considered winners of a draft.
For both, yes, Lions are a consensus winner of the draft. The Pistons now a winner of this draft, among many, not just us being biased. That's national media. That's a big deal.
Absolutely, it is, man. Without a doubt, you take those victories, and the fact that people recognize, like Troy Weaver, like Twitter was just one of the like the Pistons were trending last night because of what they did in the draft, because of the moves they made, because of people talking about how legitimate this young core is and how scary that could be years down the line. Because there is a ceiling, a high ceiling to that core. There really is, man.
You guys notice how they don't mention Killian Hayes in any of the pressers? They don't mention him at all. Like, at all. Like, I can't wait to play with Isaiah and Cade and Sadiq. I'm like, bro.
Dude, and this is what I respect about Troy too, is he takes the best players available. He doesn't think like, oh, I have Killian Hayes. Nope, Jaden Ivey's, I'm taking him. And that's what I respect. You're not looking at fit, you're looking at, let me get the best player. And that's a definition of a good general manager. Like, you just, and Easy, I'm talking to you because when you were on Wednesday, you said you wanted fit over talent. And I'm calling you out, Easy. All right. You get talent every single time. All right. Especially in the position that the Pistons are in. You need talent.
Guy bringing the heat. Oh my gosh. I like it.
The comments are bringing the heat too.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. But you can feel the root moves are right with Lions and Pistons, and they don't pan out. That's not because we didn't try. We about to get the dude exactly, man. Listen, like the difference is that at least there's a vision behind what they're doing, right? Like when the Pistons drafted before, it always felt year to year, and it always felt based on what the team needed at the time. It never felt like we went and got the best player available. Now, when we did get the best player available, it was when we literally had all centers on our franchise and we went for another center. But that's a Joe Dumars problem, not me. So it's just one of those things where, now when you have a guy that understands, because here's the thing, if it doesn't seem like a natural fit at the beginning, it's because it's not, but it's something you can nurture. It's something you can grow, and it's something you can develop and eventually have over time, right? That's the goal. That's the hope, right? That's why you go get Jaden Ivey at 5, right?
Yep. This is what we've been preaching.
Yeah. Like Benedict Mathurin could probably come in day 1, and we could probably be a better team day 1 with Benedict Mathurin in the roster. But I think we all agree that the ceiling of what this team can be is just higher with him, man. Also, Bravo, our second super chat of the night, man. Oh my gosh, Bravo. Thank you so much, dude, with the 5. What's up, guys? I underestimated Troy last time I was on the show, but I gotta give it to him. Great draft. Bravo. I appreciate you, man. And dude, listen, man, it's okay, man. When you don't see the entirety of the puzzle, you don't see the full vision. It's hard to not understand. It's hard to trust and to fully give it, especially with what we've seen from our front offices in the past, Bravo. So Bravo, since I know you're an OG, I know what you go through. I know what you've been through. We go through the same things. So I get it, Bravo. I love you. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. That's crazy, man. Thank you for the love.
Shout out to Bravo, by the way. He's a great guy. He joined us for the courthouse. We talked about it. He was a little stressed out about that Jeremy Grant trade.
But like he said, I underestimated Troy, but I got to give it up to him. Great draft.
I was talking him off a cliff a little bit. I explained, like, listen, you got to now looking back, Bravo, you understand that Jeremy was traded for a lottery pick and you didn't take in a single bad salary. I think he's pretty happy.
Yeah. We got Ryan Bozeman. I want to know, who's your guys' answer at power forward? Good question. Do we bring back Marvin Bagley?
No.
You don't think so?
No. I've been on that. I'm a guy. A lot of people get pissed at me when I speak my mind. I don't think we're bringing him back. Like, I don't see the value of bringing him back. Like, I think the main reason why Troy got Duren is because he wanted to experiment to see what Cade would look like with a lob threat.
Can I be honest? I agree. Because I was just about to finish that. I was just about to say, I think you're going where exactly where I was going. Where it's like, hey, we have a rim runner now. But the difference is this rim runner is actually capable to play defense. Like Marvin Bagley's a liability on the defensive end. Let's just call it the way it is.
But he's much better than Jalen Duren coming in on the offensive end. So I get that. But Marvin Bagley hasn't really taken any significant, like, he averaged pretty much the same thing in Detroit. Yes, he was a lob threat, but it was similar stats than what he's put up for the Kings.
14 and 7. I mean, that's what he's going to give you every night. It's like,
yeah, it's not like he came in and put up 20 and 10. Like, I mean, maybe we'd have and especially if they want to pursue both DeAndre Ayton and Miles Bridges, if they want to make some magic happen, like, why give 10 to 15 to Marvin Bagley for a multi-year deal? Like, it's a tough one. But that's the key word we always go back to: flexibility. He can do whatever the hell he wants.
You
have options.
Isn't it amazing what it's like to actually have options and not be the slave of your salary cap of the circumstances that you're currently in? The fact that literally, and again, I remind people, remember when we signed Jeremy Grant? I've kept saying this all weekend, and I won't stop saying it, because our young core was freaking bravo,
dude.
Dude, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it so much. Who's best picks outside Pistons, outside of the lottery? Bram Spurs, Baldwin Gold State, Jovic to Miami. That's a good question. Jeff, you brought up the player who slid to 37. I believe he was drafted by the Kings, correct?
Traded to Dallas.
Oh, traded to Dallas.
Jaden Hardy.
Yeah, Jaden Hardy. You're just talking about Jaden Hardy. Do you think that was perhaps one of the steals of the draft?
I think so. Like, that's great. And I always look at, because you can never, I'm not going to sit here and project any of these players. That's the wrong way to approach it. It's about value. It's about what you're getting at the pick you're selecting. And that's what I look at. And if you tell me you took Jaden Hardy with the 37th overall pick, that's value. So I'm giving you a high grade. I don't even care what Jaden Hardy becomes. I know what I saw out of Jaden, and he went 37. So I kind of put those things together. So yeah, I would say he's definitely got, that's value right there. No doubt about it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm not going to say Dallas had like a steal of a draft because of Jaden Hardy, but that's just one of those picks.
Right, it's just a pick.
It's
just a pick you like.
Yeah, there's other teams that had pretty good drafts. Like,
I think Miami getting Jovic is a steal.
Yeah,
because he was a projected lottery pick, and he went like late first round. And even though he struggled, like, man, that guy is. I know he's a lot of people like him and Jokic are like twins, but I mean. I don't know what they're producing over there in Serbia. Like they got clones or something like that, but they're so similar, man. It's crazy.
So
just pumping out Jokic.
Bro, okay, what are you guys doing, man? Oh my God, man. Dominique, thank you so much, bro. Like all the super chats that are coming in, man.
Welcome to live streaming, man. Get
bro,
used to it.
it's insane, man.
Yeah, that's
you
big
so
love,
much.
Dominique.
That's
Shout out
love,
Dominique.
bro. Thank you. Like I think Bagley walks. We sign Ayton. Stu experiment at 4 to see if he could shoot. If not, Livers will start. Duren and Olynyk bags off the bench. This is exactly what I wanted to bring up, Dominique. Literally, thank you. Because listen, people said right after we got Jalen Duren, Beef Stew's gone. That was the initial reaction. But guys, I think Beef Stew can play a role similar to like a Grant Williams or like a mini Al Horford, very reminiscent to a lot of the wings or those 3-and-D guys that they have in Boston. I think he's a guy that's insanely switchable on the perimeter. I think he's a guy that can guard multiple positions. And if he can find the remnants of a consistent 3-point shot, I mean, there's a reason why Isaiah Stewart's being pitched as a member of the core. It's because of this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The question is, can he develop a shot? And I got faith. I mean, it looked decent. He struggled a little bit, but if they let him just sling that thing and let it fly, then maybe, you see if he could just shoot somewhere in the 30s, maybe a 36% clip, like I'm good with it. But again, you're asking Isaiah Stewart to take a significant jump. Like this it's a big role he'd be taking on. But if he can do it, man, he's got value.
Dude, this won't stop, bro.
Oh.
Hayes cracked with the Canada 279. Hayes, Ivey, Cade, Beef, and Duren in the fourth quarter. I love it. You're crazy, but dude, it won't stop. Sandro Lopez with the 499. What do you think is more important for the future? A playing game ending in a loss, or a chance at another top 5 player in a deeper draft next year?
Hey, I just want to answer this question before you guys give your take. You have Troy Weaver, so I'm not worried about it. I'd rather make the play and end in a loss, because then you'd see progress. And even if we're picking later in the draft, hell, man, like I'm good.
Yeah.
We got our core. Like you don't need to hit on another, a Jaden Ivey. Like it would be nice, but I don't want to be a top 5 pick again. Like that's not where we want to.
We have the beginnings of the pieces now.
Right.
Yeah. Now I do want to point out, because a lot of people brought up this point in the chat, via the CBS Sports article, because it looks like James Edwards III pointed out in his article. This is an excerpt from James's work, because he wrote about the Pistons draft. Per sources, Detroit is eager to continue to build back toward playoff contention with the aforementioned young core, and the Pistons are expected to use the majority of the remaining cap space to add multiple veteran pieces rather than just one big swing this offseason, per sources. For the last 48 hours, it appeared that landing Ayton would be plan A for Detroit. Acquiring the additional $20 million in cap space created an opportunity for the Pistons to put the fear into any team with a blue chip restricted free agent. In all actuality, though, the events on Thursday signal the Ayton route being plan B. Plan A manifested in Brooklyn when Ivey unexpectedly slid to the Pistons and they found a way to get back in the lottery to add Duren. Per sources, this was the best case scenario. Troy Weaver talked about how he did all the math in his head and how he had a ton of different scenarios and he worked it out in a ton of different ways. This felt like the one. This felt like the perfect one. You know what I mean? This felt like the swing he wanted to take. You know what I'm saying? So I think to your point, reading that, maybe that does mean Ayton isn't in the cards. What are you guys' thoughts? Also, Jesus Christ, these won't stop. We got Pound the Pavement with a $5 super chat. When the dust settles, I'll still be most interested to see what Hayes and Livers do. I agree, man. Thank you so much for the $5. I think Hayes especially is the biggest storyline going into this season as far as the biggest X factor, right?
I could see him getting traded there in free agency.
Yeah. And then Case Cracked with another $2.79 Canadian super chat. Imani Bates is power forward next year with Duren.
Where's he going?
I like your enthusiasm. I'm not sure if you want to bring back Imani Bates with anyone from Memphis.
Yeah, we'll take Duren out of Memphis. I'm good with that.
100%. I don't think we need any Imani Bates Memphis reunions anytime soon. You see what I'm saying? Are we all in agreement on that?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, but exactly though. To Chuck's point, we're not going to rush Duren to the starting role. We're not. People saying that Duren's automatically the day one starter over Beef Stew. I think people don't realize how much they love Beef Stew.
Right. Yeah, that's big time.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Jeff, what's your all right. Now that we know that about free agency, we could be going after multiple veterans. I think we're gonna have to start doing some digging on some potential free agent targets. Do you think that could be Miles Bridges?
I knew you were gonna say that.
Well, it does say multiple veteran pieces, so probably not. But they could put in the offer, though, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I struggle with Miles Bridges.
Still take the swing, right?
Yeah, you do. I struggle with Miles Bridges because I saw 1 year of production on not a great team, and I get a little bit of these. I would rather have, and this is maybe a hot take, but I'd rather have Jeremy Grant than Miles Bridges. Like, call me crazy, but I don't know if I'm completely sold on Miles Bridges. I get he's up and coming, but like, what is Miles Bridges' ceiling? I'm asking everybody. Is he going to be?
You guys don't want to bring anyone back. The only person we said we don't think's coming back is Marvin.
Yeah,
and that's just because of the draft, just because of how things went. That's all.
And that's for the sake of free agency. If you want to pursue like more, like maybe 2 max players, like you're going to need to do something. You're going to need to, not pay Marvin Bagley. You can't pay Marvin and sign all this talent. So it's really about flexibility. We didn't say, they're not going to bring anyone back, but Marvin Bagley, I wouldn't say he's for sure coming back if you want to go that far.
Right. I mean, some notable names in free agency. I mean, I know this guy was brought up earlier, but Gary Harris is a name that was brought up. Malik Monk was a name that was mentioned. Bryn Forbes, like we talked about. Torian Prince, like you said, would be a great name to add. Otto Porter Jr. will be on the market this summer. I would imagine he's going back to Golden State, but I mean, you never know. Not everybody comes back on a championship team. Justin with the $2 super chat. Ooh. Thank you so much, dude. I can't believe, bro, guys, holy crap, man. 3 vets, 40, 50 minutes. Monk, Prince, Mamba, or Bamba, or Mitchell. Or 3 vets, 40, 50 million. Monk, Prince, Bamba, or Mitchell. Okay, I see what he's saying. So Malik Monk, Prince, and then either Bamba. I don't think you go get a center.
Yeah, you're probably good on centers. Someone brought up in the chat about and by the way, shout out to all the donations. That's really nice.
100%. We have another one real quick. Dominique with another one, bro. Dominique is an OG, man. Dominique was our first member of the channel. And so like the fact that like, dude, you're doing more, like, bro, thank you so much, man. Like, what NBA duo would you take over in a tag match against Stu and Duren? No, nobody.
Yeah,
literally nobody.
Those are grown ass men.
Good point. Dude, imagine, bro, you think it was scary seeing Isaiah Stewart running down the court at LeBron? Imagine if that was Jalen Duren, bro. Nobody was stopping him.
Yeah,
nobody.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that.
Nobody.
That's a grown man at 18.
Don't you guys get tired of talking about the Pistons 24 hours a day, every day? No, I don't. This is what I love, baby. This is literally Jeff and I. Literally, we were hanging out after the draft. What were we talking about, Jeff?
Pistons.
Exactly.
It doesn't stop because there's so much excitement too. Like
Yeah,
we've been talking Pistons regardless if they're good or not, but especially lately, it's hard not to talk Pistons. It really is.
Exactly. It's too exciting of a time. There's too much momentum, and in addition, Jeff, I mean, let's just be honest. You and I want to be at the forefront of Pistons coverage. You and I want to be, part of what we're Pistons. Like we want to be part of the people that take over, man. So we're here to talk Pistons and to bring you the content and to be figureheads of the community, man. So
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So again, y'all, I can't believe the super chats, man. It started out crazy with the $20 donation earlier, and then just all the love and all the donations you guys have been pouring in. Just thank you all so much, man, from the bottom of my heart. I mean,
shout out, and by the way, shout out to Dominique. He just put in the chat, if you love what you do, you don't get tired of it. That is it right there.
Exactly.
Dominique,
and that's the simple truth, man. A little bit about me, y'all. Like this isn't my only job. To anyone that thinks like this is just what I do full time, I don't. I work 70 plus hours a week. And I put a lot of my energy and my free time into this because this is what I love to do. This is what I want to do, and this is all I want to do. So, I love content creation. I love basketball. I love talking hoops, and these streams, especially, man, these are a blast. I love hopping on and people coming in and chatting and doing all this stuff. It's a lot, man. But
it's like
dude. Listen, man. I'm a worker. If you want to know anything about me, bro, it's about the love of the grind. It's about the love of the game. I'm putting in the work and I want to make it happen, dude. That's who I am. What up, Anthony? Everything good?
Yeah, there's some random ass guy at my door.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, that's fun.
Wait, you can't just say that. Like what?
So get those super chats in so we could cut down his hours at his
I don't want to get Sean demonetized.
Oh, Jesus. It was that kind of run up at your door?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
What'd you say?
I don't want to get Sean demonetized.
Should we go off what? Should we go off broadcast?
I'll text you guys later.
Okay.
About it.
Okay. Sounds good.
That's
not terrifying at all. But in all seriousness, do y'all think Ivey can win Rookie of the Year? Absolutely he can. But it's gonna take I to quote Cade, no one cares unless you're winning games.
Yeah, that's it right there.
And so the reality of it is, as much as we might hate it, winning's gonna be a part of it. It is. We've seen that it is, man. So Case, we were at, oh my gosh, dude. Thank you another 7, dude. Keep grinding. Pistons YouTubers are making waves. Perfect time to be a fan. Keep it up, boys. I'm here for the gang. For the gang bang Pistons talk.
Pause and leave it.
Pause. You're paying us to do what? No, I'm kidding.
No, but no, that's big love though. Case cracked.
Yeah, case cracked, dude. Thank you so much, man. Also, I gotta say, I love the dog, the bounty hunter picture too. It makes me laugh. It's just too good, bro.
Kind of got me like a little excited. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
yeah, exactly, dude. The dog, the bounty hunter is built different, 100%. But yeah, man. Well, guys, before we go off the air, because I think Jeff, as much as I'd love to keep going, we got to rest at some point, dog. We got to rest.
Yeah, we forgot what that was. I think last night we were like half asleep doing a post stream, and it was a blast. And we were I was on.
I mean, you got to stream tomorrow, Jeff. You got to rest up.
I do. We're doing it for anybody listening. If you want to tune in, it'll be a Q&A. Me and Adam will be doing it on the Pistons draft. So got to wake up, go right to Birmingham, get it done. So I'm excited.
What time?
Dude. I think it's at 11 a.m.
Hell yeah. Well, be sure to tune in, man. That's going to be awesome. That's really cool.
And if you're not already subscribed, what the hell are you doing? Subscribe to From Half Court, mother. I don't have a bleep. See, I did it. If I had Sean's equipment, I'd hit the beep.
Subscribe to From Half Court, mother. There we go. Be sure you subscribe. Also, if you want to be a member, that's an option as well. It's another option to support the channel, and it also comes with benefits and perks, including early access to From Half Court episodes, exclusive emotes, things like that. But also, you can just click subscribe or follow us all on platforms. and just come join the conversation, man. Just come be a part of the channel. Seriously, man, I just want to thank everybody so much. Anthony, be sure to follow Anthony at Pistons Talk. He's the dude. We love him. Be sure to follow Jeff at Jeff IF80. Be sure to follow myself at Sean Halfcourt. We are going to go get some rest after a long weekend. But
wait, real quick, Dominique Davis, 70 hours, Sean? Do you got kids like Sean Kemp paying hella child support?
Hell no.
That's funny.
Hell no. No. Listen, man, it is solely just because I want to make this thing a reality. It is solely for the grind and for the love of it. In all seriousness, that's all I mean. I don't say that to make you feel bad. I don't say that to brag. I just say that as from a state of transparency of this is who I am, you know. But before you guys, how crazy was it at the studio? You guys started hearing of the trade. Oh, like literally, we were sitting there, dude. We were all chatting. Literally, not even 5 minutes after we got off the air, we heard about the trade, and it was like, all right, we got to go live. It was like, all right, let's go. So like Jeff, is it fair to say we never even felt like we got off air?
No, we were like, even when the stream immediately, when it went off, we were still like,
we were thinking about the next stream.
Yeah, we were talking ready. And then we jumped in, it was conversations all night. So regardless if it was recording or not, it was great.
Yep. So be sure to tune in to Woodward Sports tomorrow, 11 a.m. That Q&A with Adam and Jeff. It's going to be a good one. Make sure you're not going to want to miss it. Talking Pistons and about the draft and everything. I'm assuming. So got to give our love to Jeff and Adam, of course. But everybody, we want to thank y'all so much for all the love and support for everything over the past 48 hours. Your guys's love and support to the channel means the world, but also to Woodward too. Thank you all so much for tuning in and making the draft stream a massive success. And we will catch you guys later. Be sure to tune in tomorrow morning at noon. The Frank Garza interview goes up.
Oh,
so
12? It goes up tomorrow?
The Frank Garza interview tomorrow, baby.
After the Q&A, I'll watch it. It's gonna be gonna be good. That's gonna be good.
Heck yeah, man. So be sure to tune in. But y'all have a good night. Thank you for everything. And we will catch you guys next time from Half Court. Be sure to subscribe.